In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we'd like to show you how you can display multiple video clips on the screen at the same time by using masking. Please look at the following example, and then we'll show you a bit about the technique. In this particular example, what I've done is I've moved down to track number 8 and put in my title. Now you notice I have it unchecked so you won't see it. We don't need it in this part of the editing process. I also have an audio track which is also silenced, but I have used beat detection because that will determine when I bring in my different segments. Now when you're using this technique, you can have all the clips on the screen at the same time, or you can stagger them. And for effect, in this particular tutorial, I'm going to stagger them. So let's take our first clip, and I'm going to drag it not on track 1, but track 2, and you'll see why in a moment. I want to line it up with my beat detection marker, and then I click on the Tools button above the timeline and choose Mask Designer. I have lots of default masks I can pick from. Let me pick the circle and put that on, and now I can change the mask size and location. So we'll scale it down a bit. We'll focus on this part of the video, and then I'll click on OK. Now I can scale or reposition this video. We're going to scale it down just a bit, and then we're going to move it. I'm going to move it to the upper right corner. If you want to be more precise in your movement, you can actually go into the pip designer, and I might do that before I'm done, but this gives me an approximate position. And so when I play the video at the beginning, we'll see that it plays in the upper right corner all by itself. Now I'm going to uncheck the video visibility to disable the track, because that would complicate it when I get to my next one. So let's do number 2. I'll take this one, drag this down to the second beat marker. We're on track number 3. I'll move it over so it aligns up with the beat. And then we'll click on Tools again, go to my Mask Designer again, and this time let's create our own mask. I'll click on the icon that's the rightmost icon. And all I need to do is click a dot with the left mouse button for the shape of the mask that I want to use here for this particular example, and I close it by clicking on the initial one. Then I need to remember to feather the radius. I don't want it sharp, I want it somewhat fuzzy, and then I can move wherever I want in terms of where the mask is on top of the video. When I'm done, I'll click the OK button, and now I have my second mask. Like the first one, I may want to decide that I want to scale it further and change the location. And that's number 2. So I'm going to take number 2 and I'll make that invisible. And let's go to the next one. Let's take one more. Let's take the yellow ones. We'll drag this down to track number 4. And again, we'll click on the Tools menu, return to our Mask Designer. I'm going to take an existing mask, double click on it, and I want you to note, because it's an existing mask, you can still modify it any way you want by moving the little markers on the edge of the line. So you can take an existing one and reshape it any way you desire in order to accomplish your tasks. Then we're going to feather the radius on this one too, and click on OK. And let's see, that's probably bigger than what I want in this case, so I'm going to shrink it down. And we'll relocate this maybe to the lower right. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to turn back all 3 tracks to visible and go to the very beginning. And then we'll play it. We have one video, video number 2, and staggered video number 3. So that's an example of what you can do. Now, what if you don't want a black background? Well, that's why I left track number 1 empty. I can go to my area in my media room and I'm going to enlarge it, and then I'll click on color boards, and let's take the opposite. Let's go to a white color board, drag and drop that on track number 1, and I'll increase the duration more than long enough for the video. And then I'll take my playhead, move it to the beginning, and now when we play our video, we're going to see that we have these on a white background. So you can use any color board, any graphic image that you want in track number 1 to be the background for your multiple videos. So this is a simple way to take multiple videos and mask them so they share the screen at the same time in CyberLink PowerDirector.